down, boy. Bronco -7.5. How's that for
Me in the
are
shower,
we cool?
Yeah,
the Packers one was a real problem. I was going to talk about pack and cheese, and I thought about fudge pack, and I didn't know what to do with that one.
1.5 beaks ended me.
No, 3.5 yards with the
3.5 yards.
3 yards and a half yard with the Bucks.
Yar.
You're entering the Pat Mayo experience.
Pat Mayo experience. Pat Mayo experience. Pat Mayo experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. The Week 4 NFL best bets, gold, silver, bronze, teaser, cams, fastest 60 seconds in football, plus a whole lot more. If you're a good person, you'll sub to Mayo Media Network. If you're an even better person, you'll smash like. If you're the best, what you're going to do is sub to the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever it is that you get your podcast, you sub to Mayo Media Network and the Pat Mayo Experience. Leave a 5-star review. Well, you're up there as well. I want to hear your favorite bet for the NFL week down in the comment section right now. We're coming off a pretty decent week, I think. We'll get to the review in a second. But, Rob, I have the solution for people who are losing bets. I found something, and I wanted to share it with you, particularly you, Rob, and you, Cam. I think you're going to like this.
Okay, let's do it.
We're listening.
I can probably be called a running back prop specialist at this point. Cam, could I interest you?
Yep.
In running back prop bets that hit 80% of the time or more?
You can tell me 57%, and I'll fucking say sure.
So, okay, here's what you do. Listen up. And I won't say this too loudly because not everyone can hear this.
Okay.
You go find the best 5 run defenses in football, and then you write down the running backs that are playing against them. And then you alt up their unders to like -500 and just bet them. They win like at least 80% of the time, I've heard.
Mm-hmm. Seems like that's might be something that the market accounts for, who you're playing. You know, the opponent might be something that is already accounted for by other people.
You see, what I do is take their yards per carry, Rob, and then multiply it by the amount of carries per game the other team averages.
Love that, you know, because yards per carry and the amount of carries you get on a game, they just stay the same all the time, right? It's going to be this. Their yards per carry in previous games is going to just transfer over. Amount of carries, you know, these are foolproof ideas, Pat.
Foolproof ideas.
I was listening to something. I was listening to a podcast on Apple Podcasts where you can listen to the Pat Mayo Experience. And then the podcast ended, Cam. And then all of a sudden, Circles Back comes up with Rob Pizzola, where he's watching this like goober on YouTube give terrible betting advice and just shredding him. It was great.
I love it. That's the thing about Rob. Like, people don't understand. Like, he looks like this guy. You just go, hey, there's Rob Pizzola. You know, you meet him at Bass Pro Shops or walk around the Woodbridge Vaughan area. And you go, you know, who is this guy? You know, like, who is he? And then next thing you know, though, Rob doesn't fuck around. Like, me and you, Rob, you love picking fights with guys on Twitter, too. Like, some guy will make a comment and, like, I'll just go, whatever. But you're like, let's fucking dance because I'm done with your bullshit.
So
you call people out.
This didn't come from me like trying to pick fights. I like watching music reaction videos on YouTube. So like stuff that I listen to, System of a Down, like bands that I grew up on. I like people watching them and like reacting to them the first time that they ever hear it. It's like a way for me to go back and like relive it. So I'm thinking about our Circles Off channel. I'm like, how can I do like reaction content? Let me just react to some educational videos on YouTube that are like giving betting advice. I pulled this one up and oh my God, man. Like some of the stuff that's doing views on there, the poor people who are watching that and trying to implement it. I really feel bad for the amount of like shit content that's out there. People who masquerade as pros. So anyways, I lots of people gave me great feedback. They're like, this is amazing, Rob. Like just keep doing more and more of this. So I probably will. I enjoyed it.
I agree with Rob. Everybody's a fucking expert these days. And know the problem is, Pat? It's accountability. Like, I'll come on the show and say I gave a fucking horrible pick. Like, I took Tennessee. I'm a fucking stooge. But all these other guys with their bullshit lies and, it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, just, you know what? You're never going to go perfect. You're going to, you're going to have good weeks and bad weeks. Everyone needs but own your shit. Like, that's the one thing about me, Rob. I know I can do really stupid things and I have horrible money management sometimes, especially when liquor and other substances get involved. But I will say this, like, just own up to your bullshit. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would wager, and I have been doing that based on my own prop picks so far this season. I had a really good week 2, a really horrible week 1 and week 3 based on my observations. I've been comparing those to the Sharp Stack app simulation picks, Rob, where they spit you out EV. And it's not like, I think the guy said in that video it was like 17% EV or something like that. It's like, well, let's pump the brakes on that because I'm looking at like 4.8% EV on a certain line at a certain book. So I've been putting the best ones together and facing myself. And I think over the course of the season so far on props, I'm like 14 and 19 or something like that. And the Sharp Stack app is just like a very clean, it's like 21 and 9 so far in 30 bets. And they're like minus 115, minus 120. So you do need to be above 500. But the computer simulation's probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I agree. And then on top of that, you can play volume if you do things that way, right? So like a lot of people who are just playing their own picks, they make the mistake of not having an edge and then they play 50 props in 1 week. And when you do that, you're going to lose your bankroll quicker. But when you actually do have an edge on these things, you can actually play volume and you can have a lot of bets going on where you actually want to build up as much volume as possible.
Hey,
so
did this fucking cyborg predict blocked field goals, jumping over guys, balls hitting in air to them as the Eagles cover against the Rams? Did they fucking pick the robot computer, Tampa Bay giving up that fucking touchdown to the Jets and Glenn doing the fucking moonwalk on the side? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can do whatever you want, but football's football.
Yeah, but Cam, this is a part of the simulation, though. There's certain unknown variables that go in that get accounted for.
Okay.
So I account for special teams, but you can only account for it. Like, listen, the reality is when you're simulating a game, like you're never going to be able to predict what Cam is saying, that there's going to be like a blocked kick in the game. You could say there's a small probability.
How many were there last week, Rob? Was it a record?
It was
like
insane.
6.
It was insane last week. But the reality is, what I'll say to that, Cam, is in the long run, there should be the expectation that there's a lot of bullshit that's going to happen, like variance, right? Yep. Randomness. Sometimes it's going to work in your favor. Sometimes it's going to work against you. Over enough plays, it's basically a coin flip. It should amount to a coin flip. So it sucks in the moment to lose a game like that. That was one of the most horrendous beats imaginable, except for, there was like the 10-year anniversary of the Fail Mary yesterday as well. Or 50, I can't, that to me is still the guy didn't even come down with the ball and ends and replacement refs, whatever. But
Seahawks Packers?
Oh my God. That's the worst beat of my life. Watching Pete Carroll fucking celebrate on the sideline next to the ref after that almost gave me a stroke. That's that. But no, you can't account for that. You can't say with certainty what's going to happen. You just hope over time that the randomness works in your favor as much as it works against you.
So what I'm going to start doing, I won't because my ego is too big not to think that I know what's going on, but I'm really going to try to lean into more of just using the computer system, play at volume. If you're someone who just wants to play at volume, just find out where the best EV is right now. Do I got a deal for you off that Sharp Stack app? 50% off plus a free 7-day trial. You hate it after 7 days? Just cancel right away. 4for4.com/Mayo. The code will be Mayo50 to get 50% off the monthly plan over there. And it's all sports, it's spreads, it's totals, it's props. You can find out where the best books have the best lines and what the best EV is based versus the projections and the computer simulations. Highly recommend that you check it out. Let's see how we did. Yeah.
Before we get into everything, and I don't ask a lot, can you and Rob help me out because I don't have time to do some shit. I just need some anytime touchdown scorers, and I don't give a fuck of anything under 20 cents. I'll take pluses, whatever. I don't have time to do the research today. I'm doing 6 shows.
You know what? Tomorrow, next, you asked us this last week, and I
did I really?
You did. Yeah, and I was like, I don't look at anytime touchdown scores on on a Thursday morning, but I will come prep next week with some bombs for you. How about that?
Thank you. No, my Thursdays are fucked. That's all I'm gonna say. And my girlfriend's over right now, and she's in a lot of pain, and I've been helping out and stuff like that. So I don't fucking time to do all this shit. There's not enough time in the day, right, Rob? For all these things, if you really want to dig deep, I don't have children either. I think that's the reason God didn't give me children, or it wasn't in the cards for me. I might adopt one day, like Homer Simpson when he adopted Pepsi. I kind of want to do the same thing, but right now I got enough problems dealing with me and my lady. I can barely fucking get out of bed. I'm stressed out.
How did we do last week, Jared? Let's pull up
Horrible.
the graphic. I believe I was 2-1, which pushes my season line. We all lost our gold picks after going 8-1 the week before. Rob, you got blanked across the board.
Wow.
0-3.
I sucked.
Cam, you got a push at a Denver because they lost by 3.
Bullshit, too. What a fucking joke. Can I have one thing to say? Hey, Sean Payton, you genius. It's 3rd and 1. You're throwing 50-yard bombs to Sutton. Like, use your fucking head.
No, I'm off this. Sean Payton had a masterclass last week. He drew up so many open plays for his quarterback cannot make a throw.
I'll agree with that too, Rob. But can't we just get a first down before we do this shit? Like
flip the QBs in the game and the Broncos win by 50.
I know that.
Will Nix cannot hit a wide open receiver to save his life downfield.
You're right, but just keep it a little safer and then take your shots. Just move the sticks.
Remember how happy Peyton was at the draft? We got our guy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you got your guy, all right.
He's regressing big time.
He stinks. Bo Nix is terrible.
I kind of like him this week, but sorry, Pat, continue.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, we had to vent a little. I mean, I don't even want to get started on the Patriots law. Like, please.
This is what you get when you bet the Patriots. You get shenanigans.
Yeah,
that's what
the Steelers and against the Steelers.
Yes.
You get the voodoo.
Yes, two fumbles inside the 5, and I bet on Tennessee, and I'm literally getting fucked up the ass before the game even starts.
Within the first
those
minute.
Guys. I look, oh, pick 6. Good work, Cam Wood. I'm like, honest to God, like there's no spot that's good enough for these guys. Can't you fucking cover a game?
No is the answer to that question.
You're right.
So Cam was 0-2-1 last week. I lost with Houston. Felt like Houston had the game won, and then Nico Collins fumbled. Listen, I was pissed off about it too.
I love that Jets pick.
Fortunately, I got right with the Jets in Kansas City on Sunday Night Football, so I went to 2-1, bringing the overall records for the year. I'm now 6-2-1. Hot start for me. Cam, you're at 500, 4-4-1. Rob, you're at 4-5-0, despite the 0-3 weeks. We're above as a team, as a collective unit, as a syndicate, Cam. We are above 500.
Pat, I will say one thing in the fastest 60 seconds of whatever. I had Cleveland, Carolina, a lot of shit that didn't make the minerals worked out. And my 2 favorites won too, Washington and Minnesota.
I'll also say that it didn't matter who I picked last week, I would have had a losing week. It
happens.
Yeah, I didn't have a good week, so.
Let's get the bad vibes out of the way. We need to get the good vibes going here and have a good week in week number 4, starting off with the gold picks. Does anyone have a gold pick that they want to throw out to begin with? Because I'm still between what is my actual favorite because the number has gone up on me. I'm trying to. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, I'll do this. It's at FanDuel right now. It moved up at Cool. I bet it at Cool Bet earlier in the week at like -105. It was the Packers -6.5 at the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. I don't care if I'm Sally Square on this one, Rob.
Yeah.
There's so many injuries on the Cowboys, offensively and defensively at this point. I don't know how they're going to move the ball against Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't listen. I think the spread is fine. I agree with you. In my head, it's very challenging to see a path to success for Dallas, especially if they fall behind. They fall behind in this game and they have to throw. I think they're going to be cooked. But you're right. They're missing 2 offensive linemen. Their center, their rookie right guard, CeeDee Lamb is out. We still don't know who's even playing at cornerback for them this week. Whether Deron Bland will be back, probably not. Trayvon Diggs hurt his knee.
Is Kenny Clark playing?
We don't know about that either. As of first practice, it's not. First practice reports are not great for the Cowboys. So, it is a big number, like laying 7 on the road in the NFL. But there is a very drastic gap between these 2 teams. So it's not one that I will bet, but I'm a Cowboys fan and I have the expectation that they're going to lose by 38 this week.
So Cam, I think that if the Packers don't play what's probably a top 3 defense last week and lose to the Browns, then this number is probably like 8.5.
You're right. And, and my problem is, and Rob knows this, and as crazy it is, and Rob's more of a computer guy, I'm more of a field guy, but I notice a lot of the time we're kind of on the same page. I just look at numbers and go, the fuck? Like you could have made Green Bay -9.5. Who's betting Dallas? It's just one of those situations. It's those guys, they sucked ass against Chicago. Like that's embarrassing. Like it's just, I don't know what's going on with this organization. They're a shit show. Like Rob will tell you, they used to be like Rob, remember we used to go watch the Cowboys and they were a great underdog, whatever. Like at least they grind. They're just they're fucking shit. They suck. Like there's
Now,
nothing to like.
now, this is a case that I made for the Eagles on the opening game of the year, and Dallas almost won that game, Rob, and they covered. But I just don't know how this offense operates without CD.
I'm with you. I think it's going to be a real challenge. They're going to have to find a running game this week is the reality of things. And maybe that will work. I don't know that the Packers run defense has truly been tested yet, but they have some good tacklers, especially Edger and Cooper. I mean, I get all the reasons you would do this. I think that like if I was going to make it, you might see some resistance on this game from like quote unquote sharps. And I don't mean to say that to like diminish people, but the numbers guys who are coming into the year with like priors on specific teams, they maybe haven't gotten Green Bay as good as they should be just yet, potentially as well. So it's for me, even as a numbers guy, it's hard to get to this number this early in the season. But from a subjective point of view, just analyzing the game, I don't know where the path to success is for Dallas unless they can figure out how to just rely on the run, keep Green Bay's offense off the field. And I don't know that they'll be able to do that.
Is it just me, or is there a dog and heavy breathing going on somewhere? Like, is there like an intrude? Like, is it just me? Am I hearing things? Or
Jared keeps his mic open to talk to you guys, but he's not picking up on the broadcast. So I think that's what you're hearing.
Okay,
Dog
well,
with heavy breathing.
I love Jared, and I remember when I said producers picks, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm not putting producers on the air." But Jared, could you turn off the mic? Thanks. I hate that shit.
Heavy breathing is a lot.
What is the worst thing when you're talking? Hey, Rob, I remember we're working at the Score, and this guy's fucking talking in my ear for like 5 minutes. Like, shut the fuck up.
Well,
I get it. I know
Cam, you are the host that I worked with that hated the talk back more than it. You hated getting talked to in the talk back.
Yeah, because you're thinking
love to
about
use the
things to
talk back.
say.
Yeah.
It fucks you up. I
So-
have to come up with something.
I used to host 3 hours live at Fantasy every Sunday morning, and I would have the same thing. I would have the earpiece in, the producer would give me notes, and after the show, I'd be like, I know more about this than you do, so I don't really need your notes. So I would just take the earpiece out. The issue would be like sometimes I want to know when we're going to break. I got 20 seconds. I got 10 seconds. The thing that I didn't like that there are a certain number of producers that will start talking to you in your ear when you are talking at the same time,
that's
and it
my
absolutely
point.
fucks you up.
Yes. I remember Rob one time to San Antonio, go, I will give you the pick if this guy would stop fucking talking. Like I remember one time, Pat, I lost it, like right on live TV too. And I'm like, I wasn't even mad at myself. I'm like, why are you talking to me right now? I gotta think. Like I got enough, like it's hard to formulate that. And another thing is, don't give me 1 minute, 45, 30. 20. How about you just give me a fucking 10, 15 second and we'll get out of the door? Okay?
No.
It's not that fucking hard.
Now, see, I disagree. I want to know when there's a minute because now I need to start rapping to get to get my throw to the break. I need to finish what I'm doing. I can't go to another person. There's a break coming, and then I want to know 15, 10, and then I can count out the rest. I don't mind the producer in my ear giving me I used to put Gary in back there when he wasn't on air.
Gary's good at
it. It's like if I'm not talking and you have a stat, give me the stat, and then I can say the stat. That's perfect. Just don't do it when I'm like in the middle of a rant.
Because Garian gets it. He's one of those guys that'll give you just exactly what you need. There's no extra baggage. Like I told you, I went to the grocery store for 2 items, not 72. Like just give me a fucking 10. Like even a minute out, Pat. That's to me. That's like nah. You give me 15, and I'm fine. We'll wrap this thing up nice and quick. That's everybody's tip for television right here.
The other part of this game, Rob, that I think that is going to go a little bit underrated. I mean, it won't be because Dallas's defense is terrible. But we've seen how Green Bay wants to stretch the field, and they just weren't not able to do it against Cleveland. They were alive. Jordan Love was under duress the entire time, as basically any team is when they play the Cleveland Browns. I don't think that Dallas is going to be able to bring that sort of pressure. I would expect Green Bay at minimum to take 5 shots at least 30 yards down the field. If they connect with one of them, the game's probably over.
So I know what you're saying. I disagree because I think Dallas's defense is Eberflus is cooked, and because when they don't have corners, I think they're just going to sit in like too high all game, and they're going to try to give Green Bay everything underneath and try to have the Packers string together drives. That's going to be the strategy for the Cowboys defense until they get corners back. And listen, it didn't work against Cleveland for Jordan Love. His ADOT was like 0.1. He had to check down on everything because the pressure. It'll work against Dallas. Like they're going to have tons of stuff underneath. They're fucking starting Kenneth Murray at linebacker. The guy is useless. Like, I don't know the path to success for that. This needs to be like a bullshit game for Dallas to keep it competitive, like Dallas +3 turnover margin, something like that.
Turpin kick return touchdown, that kind
Bingo.
of thing.
Exactly. This will be one of those games. If you lose Green Bay, you'd be like, holy shit, a lot of bullshit happened in this game for me to lose this Packers play.
You know what? I make worse picks. So Green Bay -6.5, -115 is going to be my gold pick for week number 2, or not week number 2, week number 4. I'm trying to channel week number 2 again into week number 4. Rob, where are you going?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of piggyback a little bit off what you were doing here. I have a feeling that as we go over the course of this year, fading the team that just played the Cowboys is going to be a good idea.
Yeah.
Because they're making teams look really, really good, right? They made Russell Wilson look amazing. Last week it was Caleb Williams. I'm still not buying the Bears. I'm going to take the Raiders in this game.
Love it.
At home against the Bears. There is a +1 out there, but it doesn't matter.
There is
I see a 1.5.
There's a +1.5 out there for the Raiders.
Yeah. So first things first, Bears, listen, we saw them for 2 weeks, incapable of really doing anything. Minnesota's defense, you can give them the pass for that because Flores is good. With the Lions, less so of a pass, especially since they're trailing the entire game. But as it stands now, the Raiders as well, they haven't gotten going yet. Last week's game against Washington, they got blown out, but it was a little bit misleading. Like they gave up 2 huge special teams plays. One of them was a punt return touchdown. One was the opening kickoff of the game. They also kicked an onside late in the game, and then Washington scored with a short field. Like they were never in the game, but there was a lot of stuff in the box score that's not really repeatable where they would lose. I just think this is the wrong number. And we're kind of overreacting to Chicago having faced a really easy opponent for them last week. They still have no corners. They're still missing TJ Edwards. The defense sucks. This is the game where I think the Raiders offense is finally able to move the ball. So give me Las Vegas.
What number would you like here? You can get -1 at even money, +1.5 at -125. You can get -1 at -101. So it's all over the board here. Any number you want, really.
Okay, so I'll say this. For anyone who's actually going to tail this pick, if you want to, I'm not saying you should. The best price is -1 +104. That's what you should go for. For the purpose of tracking for this show, Pat, since we don't have any VIG, just give me the +1.5.
Yeah.
You're right. Like they lose by 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I get an extra win out of it.
Oh, of note, Cam, we're 3-0 with our teaser.
I told you, the teasers are great. They're fine. The problem is me taking Tennessee.
So gold pick, Tennessee is what you're saying?
I'm actually looking at them +7.5 again, and I'm literally like the devil on my shoulders going, do it, fuck stick. But I'm like, no, not today. I'm done. Give me the New York Jets +3.
Now, New York Jets +3?
Yeah, I got a 3.
Yep.
We are doing a live watch along of this game on Mayo Media Network on Monday night with Cust in a rotating series of guests of Dolphins fans.
Garion?
Yeah, Garion's one of them. Tim's dad is a Dolphins fan. We're trying to get him.
Who, Cuss Senior?
Cuss Senor is a Dolphins fan.
Senor. What do you guys think about this game? I just think Miami reeks, and I'll take points with the Jets. They look pretty good against Tampa Bay. I think they can win this game. I kind of like Rob's Raiders pick a lot, and I don't want to do the exact same pick. It's on my short list. I have 5 games. It's there. But what do you guys think about this game?
I personally bet the over in this game. It was one of the first bets I made this week, just because of, Miami profiles as like a dead nut over team in my opinion. I think their defense is a disaster. They have no corners. The problem is the Jets are also so banged up, but I would love the Jets in this game. I just love to see someone actually playing on their defense this week. Like everyone is on the injury report to start. Jermaine Johnson didn't play last week. Tony Adams didn't play. Sauce Gardner's on the injury report.
Quinn Williams is on injured reserve. Now they did trade for
Quincy.
Quincy,
Williams.
sorry.
Yeah. But exactly. They added 2 linebackers to IR. They traded for Jarvis Brownlee, but Jarvis Brownlee didn't play last week, and he's on the injury report again this week. So
why did Tennessee give up Brownlee for nothing?
I honestly have no idea. The pick swap
because they're Tennessee.
Makes no sense to me for Tennessee. I looked at that trade and I'm like, a pick swap for Brownlee? I don't know. Maybe tanking, Pat. I couldn't tell you honestly.
Cam, I feel like there's something there off the field that they had to get rid of him. That's the only thing I can think of.
I think Tennessee's just a stooge organization. It's either the Jets.
No, it's the Jets now. You said I'm giving my gold pick as the Jets. Don't do this, Cam. Just trust in it.
The problem is there's
Believe
so
in
many.
yourself.
I know it's hard, Rob. I have 5 to 6 things, and I just like last week I actually picked Washington, Cleveland, whatever, all those winners, but the ones I gave on the minerals were losers. That's the problem. I want to make sure this doesn't happen again. You get my
Well,
grip?
out of the 16 games that you picked, what was the record?
It was. I can guarantee it's over 500.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
Rob? Let's go through it. Like I had Cleveland, Washington. Actually, no.
You
actually,
really remember all the winners, don't you?
No, I remember the losers. There was a lot of them. Tennessee was a loser. What other loser pick did I have? Yeah, I had a lot of losers too. I actually,
Rams. Yeah, the Rams.
Yeah,
You also-
yeah, that was
horrible
it
handicap.
sucked my nuts. And I'll
Horrible
tell you another-
handicap.
Yeah, horrible handicap. I'll tell you another thing. I had the Saints over the Seahawks, and now that's fucking on me. I'm a stooge.
Listen, I picked the Saints. I picked the Saints plus
Yeah,
7.5
horrible
against the
pick.
Seahawks.
Seattle
too.
was due to fucking kill somebody, but they're playing. Hey, oh yeah, sorry, Pat. I just have one thing to say to you, and I love you. You're like a brother to me. Seahawks aren't as bad as everyone. Everyone, Seahawks are shit. Seahawks are shit. Yeah, no, they're not that shit. They're getting better. They're fine.
They
They're good.
survived. They survived some big injuries on defense too.
You're
that they're
fucking
gonna
right.
get back.
They did.
Mhm.
Yep.
They're getting better. No, it
listen,
is, Pat. They're well coached. They're well coached.
I would like to see their record at the end of the year. Is what I'm saying.
I
Through 3
I
weeks,
think they can. I think they can win the division.
They could.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They could still hit my under of 9 too.
Yep.
Yes,
There's a wide range on what the Seahawks can be for sure. The defense is for real though. That's the thing for me. They've held up without some key players in the secondary, but we'll see as the year goes on if that offense continues to hum with Darnold. I mean, that's the question mark. But they look good so far. They do.
I wouldn't say that. I know that I think he's been the most efficient quarterback in football so far, and they're playing on Thursday night, so we're not going to be talking about that game. So maybe if you're watching this after Thursday Night Football, it seems like he's even better or even worse. He didn't really have to do all that much against the Saints.
Oh no, game was over like immediately. I mean, it was like 21-0 midway through the first quarter. The game was done. I mean, and one of them was a 95-yard punt return for a touchdown that put them up 14-0. So, but that. Listen, to his credit, he's been fine. Everyone was like, no more KOC for Darnold. Thanks for coming out. You know, Cooper Kupp is toast and whatever. The offense has been okay.
So you're taking the Jets at the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. Again, Sub to Mayo Media Network have that. Watch along with us and Cust and everyone like that. I don't really care for either side of this game, Cam. I think both these teams really stink.
They do. And these are games that I should stick to. Other than Tennessee, I like shit games. But I like Rob's Raiders pick. I might piggyback him, whatever. I think they're in a really good spot this week. But I thought Tennessee was in a good spot last week, and the Colts ran all over them. So, but this is different. I think the Jets are better than the Dolphins. I like their effort.
Mm-hmm. You like their effort more? I mean, I would give Miami. The one reason I would lean Miami is just they're coming off a 10-day break, and we still don't know who's starting at quarterback for the Jets.
I don't give a fuck who's starting at quarterback. They're both the same to me.
They're not to me. I think they have a better chance to win the game with Tyrod. I think they have a better chance to win the game by 30 points with Justin Fields, but they're more often to lose with Justin Fields.
Fair enough. I like Tyrod. You know what I like about Tyrod Taylor, though? He's been in the league. He knows when to take off. Fields skips balls. Wouldn't you say this, guys? Tyrod Taylor throws a better ball and a more accurate ball than Fields?
Yeah, I think he makes fewer mistakes, and he's not looking to press the ball. I don't think that's...
I think the Jets can... It's a very simple formula for me. You pound the fucking rock and just beat Miami down, because Miami, like, they play very, very well against Buffalo, but to me, the Jets could be a more physical team and just beat these guys up and then just take advantage. I don't know how you feel, Rob, about this game, but I'm getting 3 points with the Jets. I think it should be a pick 'em.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is fine. Like, I don't have an opinion on the side. I really don't. I think Miami's slightly better than the Jets. I disagree with you guys. I mean, Tyrod threw a horrible pick 6 last week, and he still takes too many sacks. That's the difference.
You're right.
I mean, he's like, for a guy that should be as mobile as he is, he finds a way to end up taking sacks all the time. I will say, though, I think it can be an advantage for teams when the other team doesn't know which quarterback is going to play over the course of the week. Listen, there's nothing to substantiate that. That's just like a gut feeling. But I feel like it'd be a little bit more challenging if you don't know which quarterback you're going to face and you have to prep for 2 guys.
Well, because the quarterbacks have I wouldn't say exactly similar type style between Fields and Taylor, they do similar things that you could probably adjust on the fly pretty quickly. I don't know if Miami can exactly do that, but I would think that a well-coached defense could probably end up doing that. I guess my thing with Tyrod is you say he takes too many sacks. Yes, that is the case, but we've seen that Fields won't take as many. He still takes a ton of sacks anyway, but he might scramble out of those, and then you're basically in a coin flip situation. Is he going to break it for 80 yards or just fumble it to the other team?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't think either is a great option, if I'm being completely honest with you. I thought going into last week that like Tyrod gives you a less of a range of outcomes. Like you kind of know what you're going to get, whereas Fields could be really high or really low. But then he throws that pick six. I'm like, that's a horrible throw. And it just kind of, I just started revisiting all these moments in my head where I bet on Tyrod over the years, convincing myself like, he's like such a great backup. He's coming in now. And I think like, I don't really think he's that good at all. So, but with that said, Miami sucks, man. Like Miami, the game against Buffalo, I don't understand how the game ended up being close. It felt like the Bills are just dominating, and then I don't know what
Bills could
happened.
have won that game, Rob. You're right. Like it literally, if you look at the game, they took their foot off the gas. Like they almost gave sympathy to these guys. They should have won that game by like 30 points.
Yeah.
Like it was a fucking shit kicking. Come on, let's call it out for what it is.
Now that I'm old, I've had to come to the fact that I just don't bounce back the way that I used to. I don't wake up in the morning feeling normal. And now that football season has started, that is absolutely unacceptable. I got work to do in the morning, and I got kids that are waking up. It's no good. But that isn't a problem anymore because I found ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol. The ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, invented by PhD scientists to tackle the rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for the rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol the first drink of your night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel the best tomorrow. Go to zbiotics.com/Pat Mayo to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use Pat Mayo at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/Pat Mayo and use the code Pat Mayo at checkout for 15% off. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/Pat Mayo and get on your way to being your best self. Sometimes we turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone's a therapist. Not everyone is the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. What you need to do is actually talk to a quality therapist, and BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the United States. It's also completely online. You can pause your subscription whenever you need to and switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Pat Mayo. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Pat Mayo. Johnnie Walker, a brand synonymous with the game of golf for over a century, is bringing bold energy to golf's fiercest stage and ultimate rivalry with the Spirit of the Cup, a fan-first program that celebrates national pride, fandom, and the relentless spirit of competition. The program invites a new generation of fans to experience golf through modern rituals, bold collaborations, and culture-forward experiences. Leading into the tournament weekend, Johnnie Walker will bring the Spirit of the Cup tour to the streets of New York City from Wednesday, September 24th through Sunday, September 28th. As a part of Johnnie Walker's commitment to making golf straight up more fun, the experience is open to the public, offering golf lovers and inspiring golfers to chip their way to glory while sipping signature Johnnie Walker cocktails. Drink responsibly. Silver picks going into week 2. Cam, we can start with you if you haven't narrowed down.
I don't, Pat. I love when you guys start. That's the way I roll.
I would also love for Pat to start because I'm coming in here.
I'm struggling too, Rob. I'm seeing a
the
lot
board
of
is
things.
very cloudy.
The
this
board
week.
is so.
It's been raining here for 4 days
You're
straight.
right.
It's the clouds they're affecting me.
Monsoon rains, winds. The board is just shaking. I can't see. I got vertigo. You go, Pat. I'm done.
Silver pick, Philadelphia Eagles -3.5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know the Bucs.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dead serious.
Okay.
Tampa Bay's not good. They haven't been good, and they're very luckily 3-0. Not that Philly's been lighting the world on fire by any means. They're also 3-0 with not their best effort. But I know that Wirfs is going to be back, and it looks like Chris Godwin's going to play. But now no Evans. Like Buka is banged up. They're still banged up on the offensive line. They're banged up on defense. They can't just win every game at the wire every single week. Like Philly should put a shit kicking on them.
One of the first games I bet this week was Eagles 3, but that was the cutoff for me. I agree with you on a lot of those things. I think the Bucs have been really lucky. And listen, I understand the Eagles got really lucky last week as well. I think something that's being like way overplayed is that Todd Bowles owns Jalen Hurts. I hear that talked about a lot. Like, oh, look at Hurts' performance as well. I mean, last year Hurts played the Bucs without A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Lane Johnson in that game. The previous time to that, there was no A.J. Brown in the game as well. It's not like the Eagles' offense has had like their full complement of weapons. I just think the injuries for Tampa are too much to overcome. Like they almost the amount of injuries they have almost let them down against the Jets. And yes, getting Wirfs back will help, but it's his first game back off an extended absence. You tend to see, like, especially offensive tackles, they don't get ramped up right away. The O-line is in shambles. Receiving core is challenging as well. Godwin could play on a snap count. I'm with you, Pat. Like, I don't know that I want to lay the 3.5, but I bet the Eagles already. And I think Tampa is pretty overvalued. As much as I love I think Baker is such a good quarterback.
I love him.
There's so much for him to overcome with this offense right now.
You seem to disagree, Cam.
I like the Bucs, but you guys are bringing up a lot of good points. And you know what? I hate to say this, and you know, you guys crunch numbers with the databases and stuff, but I could just tell you this off the top of my head: the Bucs will probably be one of the biggest public dogs, and public dogs get shot. That's very simple. They get out there and you leave a mistake, and people put poison on it, and then he's done. And hate to say it, you're a dead dog, and it's a problem.
There's always a chance, too, that whatever has been going on with this malaise of the Eagles through 2.5 games that they solved in the second half against a good Rams defense. They're like, oh, yeah, we can do this. And now they just start doing it.
Yeah,
excellent point.
My biggest concern for them in this game is I would like them to be very pass heavy in this game. Like the Bucs defense is a pass funnel defense. They have Vita Vea. They can stop the run pretty well, although they're down a few defensive linemen as well. But overall, I think you still, like, people are like, oh, what the passing game? Well, they were trailing. They actually had to finally throw the ball. They threw the ball all over the Rams in that game. And I still think the Eagles are very good. I honestly, if you ask me to pick who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl right now, I'd probably still take the Eagles as bad as they look, because I love the roster construction for them overall. There's just not a lot of weak spots. Quarterback's probably
Seahawks
for them.
Seahawks. Just joking. I just want them to make the playoffs. Pat, I got to pick. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do this. Denver Broncos versus Cincinnati. Give it to me.
You're taking the Bengals.
No, I'm taking Denver.
Nah, they're going to lose. They're going to lose.
No,
they're going to lose outright.
One of these teams is starting a backup quarterback. You can't pick the other team. After all these years of ranting about the backup quarterback.
Can I find a 7? Can you give me a 7?
I can find a -7.5 plus 1.
Yeah, what's Cincinnati going to do against this fucking team when Denver starts to figure it out?
Oh,
I know.
It feels like
who's betting Denver this week with that spread? That's all I want to know. Me.
This is Titans Broncos all over again. This is week 1 Titans Broncos game. It's just you put on another jersey instead of the Titans. It's the Bengals this week, and
they won by 8 in that game. Can I win by 8?
You listen. I can fly you to Florida and get you a -7 at Hard Rock Bet, Cam.
Really? That's quite nice of you. I just don't want to. I'd prefer the 7 over the 7.5.
Sure, who wouldn't? So yeah, I'll give you a -7. That's fine.
So you guys think it's a shit pick?
No.
I don't. It sounds there's going to be no pick, I think, that is going to sound as correct. And when you look at the line, look at these two teams, the strength of both these teams, everything points Denver's way. Cam, I'm using my computer knowledge here and say, I just got a bad feeling about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. I've done
Bad
shows all
vibes.
week, and people
Bad
like
vibes.
Cincinnati.
I got the bad vibes too. Yeah.
Just a stupid Monday at the second Monday night football game. Like, people will be like intrigued to the shit show that goes on early on with Miami and the Jets, and they're going to turn over. It's like, how is Cincinnati winning 17-3 in this game? Like, it reeks of that.
Okay, how about the Patriots?
No, listen, make
Put it in.
Make your
Put
pick.
it in.
Put it
Put
in.
it in.
It's in. It's written
What
down.
about Frank Falcon against
It's
the
written. It's Denver -7 is written down. You came in
Hey,
hot.
I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna tell you all my other picks are gonna win, and these are gonna fuck up.
Well,
and
that's
then I'm
fine.
give you
You're
even
going to
more
give us all
crazy.
your other picks at the end. People can tell you 16 times.
Thank you. Give me Denver.
Denver -7.
This fucking horse has been shot. Like, what is Denver doing? They should have killed. Rob, were they not the better team against the Chargers? And the Chargers are a hell lot better than the Bengals. And they're at home.
Denver also has one of the best O-lines in football, and the Bengals can't do anything on
Thank
the
you.
D-line. So, like, you have all the matchup advantages. The only thing I would say, and again, this is someone who doesn't have like a strong conviction on the game, is you need Bo Nix to win by margin right now, and he's just playing like a fucking bag of ass at the moment in
Well,
time.
you know what bags of ass turn into? Bags of quality shits, not diarrhea. Nice, smooth ones with that you don't even need the toilet paper because it's the Bengals, okay? Don't even worry about it. It comes right out there like a cue ball. Don't worry about getting the cottonelle. I'll tell you something. Yeah, no, I love when I shit and I don't. Oh, thank God.
Like a cue ball, like a circular,
like
like
this,
a
like
spherical.
this?
No,
like
you
sphere.
just shit, you shit it out. And you go, you know what? Thank God. I'm on like my last strips of the toilet paper. Go, perfect shit. The worst is when half of it's still up your ass and you're in the shower going, get it out. I need a fucking bidet. Broncos by 17.
You do need a bidet. I have a bidet. It's excellent.
Of course you do, Pat.
We
You
do
got
have
the
one as
whitest
well.
teeth. You have the like my girlfriend met you. She goes, you know, I really like Mayo, but man, he's a real different cat. I go, yeah, he is. I go, you know what he does? Things that other people should do. Instead of like leaving teeth to be yellow, like fucking Hainzer and me, like we're fucking eating crack rocks, you actually get whitening. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, and I go, and
brushes
instead
his
of
teeth.
using, you know, like you got a bidet, you got something in your ass, you get it out there quick. You know what, Pat? You do, you take care of important things where I just leave them and go, oh, okay, maybe one day I'll buy that product.
I mean, mainly I just brush my teeth and floss. That's really the big part of this.
You used to do, and know what the best thing, Pizzola about Mayo? He just literally like walking in the studio.
Yeah.
Like
Listen,
he doesn't care about the bathroom. He doesn't
I'm
care
about to go. Listen, it's not
Yeah.
like. Listen, I would have went to the bathroom or the changing room.
Yeah.
At when we were walking into the studio, but we'd be walking into the studio and like the change room was like 10 minutes away
You're
from
right.
the
That's
studio.
fine.
Like,
Yeah, no,
I'm
those
about
guys,
to
it's
go
like-
on here.
You're so right. Like, what kind of fucking company? It takes you 20 minutes to get to a bathroom. That's a disaster. Especially when we go out and drink, like sometimes too. You know, it's like, oh, here we go. Where's the can? My girlfriend told me another story, Pat. She said, it was great. She goes, you said, when I first met Cam Stewart, I fucking hated that guy.
That's
But you know what? That's fair because I probably came in there with something maybe hungover, but I did. But when I hooked up that jockey contest and gave everybody fucking envelopes, everything changed. Hey, Rob, I pulled a Pizzola. It was a jockey fantasy league, and we needed enough people to join. I got everybody at Fantasy Sports. I won the contest, and I said, I'll give everybody money. It was the easiest 20 grand we ever made. And I gave everybody, Pat, I didn't even keep Vig for myself. Even Steven, baby. Everybody got 1,200, whatever the fuck it was.
Getting people betting, that will be, you become the office guy in a set. I remember I was working at the Score in the mobile department. None of the developers knew anything about soccer, and they had to program soccer.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? The best way is we're going to
Bet
get
it.
these guys to lay down some $5 bets, and they're going to start watching the games. And they did. I became an office hero after that.
So-
I also got a stern talking to from my manager.
Yeah, no, dude, we used to bet Saratoga and fucking would leave you. I'm like, come on, Seven, come on. Like we're in an office and I'm betting horses. Like,
one of the top 5 experiences of my life was a day that we always got in about an hour before Cam, and we blocked the horse racing channel on all the TVs
fucking
in the
lost
radio section. And he came and turned them on. And we told him, he's like, what's going on? You're not working. We're like, oh, John Levy, who's the CEO of the Score, very upset. He unsubscribed all the horse racing channels. and Cam was fucking livid. Parading around, went to the TV to tell. Can you believe they took away the horse racing channel?
Well, we were having fun, Rob. It was hey, man, I never knew the grass is greener on the other side. We had a great time there for all the fucking shit that happened. Like,
amazing.
What kind of job were we betting horse racing? And shit?
Amazing.
Fuck,
job.
we loved it.
It was the same thing in that fantasy pit. That was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
If I was still there, I'd probably be dead and I'd be exceptionally broke. So we all had to leave at some point. But for those 2.5 years, it was just like it was fantastic. However,
great people there too.
Your fantasy sumo thing that you got us into, it was a guaranteed prize pool. I think it was of $20,000, Rob. And Cam, it had to have.
There's fantasy jockeys, actually. Pat.
The fantasy jockey, sorry. It was a guaranteed prize pool of $20,000 from some Indian website.
I think they were Japanese.
Whatever they were.
Yeah.
They needed at least 10 people to be in the pool for it to automatically qualify. And Cam found it and told 9 of us, and all 10 of us got in. We were the only 10 people who joined the pool.
And I went to the pool and sought everybody. Hey, here's your envelope.
Cam's always looking for value.
You
He
had
knows how to
to
find value.
split it with us, because if we didn't join, you wouldn't have got the money.
Fair enough, but I'm still. I didn't even keep any vig. Anyway, let's just say we all won in that situation.
We did
We're all
win.
winners. Yeah.
You still got some of that money? I still have it invested.
No, I fucking probably lost it on the next horse race. But that's who I am. I'm a fucking idiot. Who did I take for silver? Denver. Oh,
Denver.
God. That's not gonna end well.
Rob's still waiting to make a pick here.
I am going back to the well. I don't learn from my past errors. I am going to go, as Cam would say, I will take Paulie Patriot as
I love the Patriots this week.
silver. I will lay it against Carolina. Carolina wins 30-0 last week. You would think, oh, their offense got on track, right? No. They had 240 yards and 4.1 yards per play. It was more of just catastrophic fuck-ups from the Falcons in that game. And again, the Patriots, I understand. You take teams like the Patriots, they turn it over 5 times. You got yourself to blame. But that's not going to happen every week. They just move the ball consistently down the field, and Ramondre Stevenson fumbling at the goal. What the hell is happening last week? I'm not buying Carolina. I still think that they're a really bad football team. I think they have a bad defense, bad offense. Their biggest edge is special teams. There's only 2 teams in the league that have figured out how to do these fucking knuckleball kicks.
Carolina and the Rams.
Yes, but I read something yesterday. Vrabel said that he's been studying the Panthers special teams all week. So it's not like he's not alert to this at all.
Yeah, but do you trust that he's going to make the right decision of what to do with that information?
Maybe not. I'm not a huge Vrabel guy, but at least it's not going to catch them off guard. That's all I'm going to say about that.
The Patriots are due to kick somebody's ass. And
I
Carolina's the perfect
don't know
recipe.
about that. I really don't. I'm not going to bet this game, but I would take the Carolina side in real time as we've been talking about this. I have the board open on SharpStack because it adjusts in real time. Bookmaker dropped their line, Rob, from 5.5 to 4.5, within the past 10 seconds.
I see that happening right now in real
Are they
time. Pinnacle's been at 4.5 for a while as well. No, I think there's back and forth. The 4.5s got bet early in the week. I just think there's conflicting opinions on the game.
So you can now have -4.5 is what I'm telling you.
Take it.
Yeah. I would, again, if you were just going to bet it, 5.5 plus 105 is a better number. But for show purposes, absolutely. Yeah. I will take the 4.5.
Show purposes, just remember one thing. I know everyone's giving us good advice. We want plus money, but you know what? We need winners. Take the 4.5.
Well, I think Rob, he doesn't need plus money. He's just talking about the value between the points.
Yes,
yeah. Although a very weird number of games landed 5 last year. I don't really have
5's a limp. Rob, 5's a limp number. It always has been.
It has been until last year when 7% of NFL games landed on 5. I don't know where the hell that came from. But yeah, I doubt that's going to continue going forwards.
Weirdly, looking at EPA per drop back and of throws 20 yards or more down the field, Bryce Young has had the highest percentage of catchable balls in that range. And they're just not coming down with the ball.
Because they have no receivers.
Ted McMillan makes one-handed catches out of bounds somehow, but he can't catch them inbounds.
But that's it. Hunter Renfrow.
Oh, you know what? Cam, there's your anytime touchdown. Hunter Renfrow, anytime touchdown. Christian Gonzalez probably going to be back. Everything funnels to the middle of the field, and no one on the Patriots can cover slot receivers. There's your anytime touchdown.
You know what? And Hunter Renfrow actually gets touchdowns, and he has great numbers too, right? What's he got? I thought he has 2. Does
Yeah,
he
he
not?
had 2 in the one game. He doesn't have another one outside of that.
But
one
I'm
game.
telling you, like his anytime touchdown is like probably I'm thinking what 3-1.
Yeah, probably like plus 250, plus 300, something around there. But yeah, I think he makes a ton of sense against the Patriots, just like Chuba Hubbard under rushing yards. I know that you're dubious, but I went and looked at this list, Rob, of the best run defenses in football. And I actually do believe it after watching. I actually won some money last week betting unders on Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren. Their run defense is good.
So here's what I would say about last week. They played the highest percentage of heavy boxes of like any team in the league this year. So
Is a heavy box one of those things you get a cue ball out of?
I mean, in some cases, yes.
Or my ass. Don't we all want to have a nice clean shit instead of things?
Oh, no,
not
of
being
course.
What?
cool?
Eat some black beans, Cam.
Oh, no, oh, yeah, that's fun. Yeah. The next thing you know, I got hemorrhoids and all that. Like
What?
No,
No,
here's
listen.
the deal. No.
When you're eating your cauliflowered rice along with some like ground turkey, mix some black beans into there as well. You shit great for days.
Pat, I'm going to tell you something. I'm
Tell
already
me.
a step ahead of you. I have used ground turkey and chicken as a beef substitute with the perfect spice combination for fucking chilies, burritos, anything. And you know what? I'm actually like, I do eat like, actually, I don't eat like, how do I say this?
You know,
Liquids and other things are my problem, not food.
Yes.
but I mean, here's what I don't understand. If you're going to make something like chili or even a burrito, things that are just inherently going to be full of calories and bad for you, just because of everything that's going to go into that, why do you need a ground beef replacement for that? I feel like if you're going to like, that wouldn't be the part that I would skimp out on. I would want the ground beef.
Pat, ground turkey's really good for you. It's got a lot, and with the perfect spice combination, it tastes like I made pasta for Lisa the other night, and she goes, "That was the best pasta you've ever made." It was not a meat sauce; it was like turkey, and I spiced it up, and with all the peppers, mushrooms, all the other shit I put in it, it was gorgeous. Even like nice garlic, like that's the whole thing. It tastes like beef. So why would you
slice
have
that garlic really thin though?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
where you
Pizzola.
can't even see it.
Pizzola? Actually, I have one of those ones where you put the cloves in, smash, 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 smash. Yeah, invest in it. It only costs $5 fucking, and it's a game changer.
Okay.
I eat garlic. Actually, it's not good
Like,
for
like
talking to
an
people.
apple? Like you take it like an
No,
apple?
not
and
like
just eat it?
I was in an Uber driver with an Indian. He goes, put cucumbers and lemons in water and eat a clove of garlic. And I said, you know what? You look pretty healthy. I'll listen.
So you're just
Pretty
eating
healthy.
raw garlic now.
I eat raw garlic. Yes.
You should probably brush your teeth more if that's the case.
No, but know what the best thing about me, Pat, is I do a lot of dumb things, and I've had this. Other people told me, natural smells and deodorants and whatever. I've been very blessed that way. I haven't been blessed with a little bit of hair on my back, but it's gold. So the things that I have done, my girlfriend even says, like, "Holy shit, man! Like you didn't wear deodorant for 2 days, you still smelled like Coast or Irish Spring." I'm like, "Thank you, I really appreciate that." Some people. No, Rob. Some people inherently smell like shit.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of my positives. Like I smell okay. Like you know what I mean. Like you'd think I'd be a big fat smelly bastard, but no, I'm not.
Like you could go longer without a shower than the average human being.
That's
is
what.
you're
Hey,
saying.
and I have a lot of flaws, but that's not one of them. Okay, there you go. Tip.
All right. I'm just having chat.
And I like bars instead. You guys, no, Pat, you're a body wash guy. I want to put the bar in my crevices. Like I'm bar man. Okay, bar. Body wash is for fucking fools.
Why not get the best of both worlds and simply use a loofah?
That thing, it doesn't foam up enough. It's fucking weak.
Is it probably because you're using a bar of soap on it?
I've done that before. You got me. I just like soap because it gets in areas that need to get crushed.
I would like you to respond to YouTube commentator Ricky's4466. Okay, Cam?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this guy is, but what does he want from me?
He says, I was really interested in the show until the needless cursing. Really? Then I'm gone. I'm never going to return. So he's probably not watching. But I would like to tell that guy to fuck off. What would you like to say?
Needless cursing. Like we're just talking like people talk. Like this is not like, hello everybody, welcome to the football gambling show. Like no, we're here like we're supposed to have fun. Like,
but
if you don't
we're
like
not
it, then
we're
fuck
not forcing profanity into
Yeah,
this. It's just the way we speak.
Yes,
If you don't like
and
it,
it's more my fault
get the
too.
fuck out.
Hey, I thought people. Hey, if 99 people don't care and one cares, so who cares?
Yeah.
Don't care.
In good news, I fixed my microphone problem. At least, fingers crossed that I have. It took
Sounds
us
good.
It took us forever to figure out what the actual issue was. We switched mics, we went through cords. It turns out, Rob, it's always the last place you look. It was the actual audio port in the audio board that I was plugged into.
Yep.
Didn't think about that one.
No.
In there.
I mean, I run a sports betting media company. We have all sorts of technical problems all the time that I'm trying to troubleshoot. And candidly, I would rather do so many things than try to figure out where an audio issue is coming from.
I just don't understand, Pat. Like, it's amazing when you do different shows and stuff, and all of a sudden your microphone disappears from like the preferences and stuff. I'm like, how does this even happen?
Or you just get like a weird sound, like a little humming, and you're like, where the fuck is that coming from? Like, it's, I'd rather have the half shits that Cam is talking about than have one of those problems.
Half shits are a real problem. But our microphone issues, not.
At least for right now. They have been for me for like 2 weeks.
For now. I can't believe the guy said too much cursing. Like, that's the problem with the show. How about me talking about shit in my ass and using bars in my crevices? Wouldn't you be more offended? But anyway,
we're talking about gambling on sports. But the cursing is the moral problem.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to the steeple in the church and do a gambling show here.
Yeah, every week after we do collection at church, I have to collect the office pools that we're gambling on as well. But the cursing, can't do that.
Cam, how do you clean the crevice in the middle of your forehead? Do you take the bar of soap out of your ass and put it through your forehead as well?
Great question, Pizzola. That one I actually when I worked at the Score, I think I stole a case of Dove face wash. Remember back in the day when we had a Dove sponsorship? I had a case of it and I just put it in my trunk in my Corolla, and that's good for that one because it actually helps the dryness. But I don't know what happened with this hockey thing, but this guy, I got my face split open and basically my head now is a credit card reader. Not approved. Approved. Like, what do I do? Look at the fucking dent I have in my head.
Yeah,
even my girlfriend's did I get I think, Pat, let's just say this. In the old days when a goaltender basically knocks your face in my head into ice about 30 times, he's in fucking jail. Back then it was 8-game suspension. Literally what this guy did to me, he should be doing 10 years. I'm dead serious. It's assault. And then Rob, I got up. We had the Mississauga Jets uniform on. It's covered in blood, just blood everywhere. Blood on the ice, whatever. My dad, I'll start the car. I'm like, okay. And then I hit the deck again. I was so concussed. So don't blame me for things that I do. I've had a lot of shots to the head. I'm sorry.
Bronze picks.
Bronze.
Yeah, that comes after the silver. That's where we're at right now. Would anyone like to start, or are you guys still in shambles and I need to pick first?
Yeah, I don't know what's.
You got me rattled with body wash and bar and swearing.
Yeah,
why don't you go, Rob?
Or Pat. Let's get Pat the honors.
Pat, you're the host.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Host first.
So I'm between a few games for this last one. I like the Colts plus 3.5. I like the Ravens minus 2.5 coming off even the short week against the Chiefs. I like the now Cleveland Browns are up to as high as 10.5 in some spots. So that number's just got wildly out of control. I could see betting against that after everyone just loves seeing the Lions, have a beat down to the Ravens on Monday Night Football. Still, the game goes late, short week, and I just think the Browns defenses are inherently going to keep games close. I understand that week 2 against the Ravens, the final score wasn't, Rob, but that game was close for 3.25 quarters.
Yes. So you need the Browns defense because one of my buddies, a big Browns fan, Cleve TA, he tweeted this today, but the Browns' last 16 offensive scoring game outputs where Jameis didn't start, these are the points they've scored: 14, 14, 10, 3, 6, 7, 14, 16, 13, 16, 15, 18, 17, 13, 17, 16. They have not scored more than 18 points as an offense in the last 16 games that they've played without Jameis. So you do need the defense.
So, which I don't like against. I think it's doable. If we were in an office picks pool, I would take Cleveland in that spot. And if this number's already gone through 10 and now it's 10.5, what do you think that might get up to?
I think this is the peak, honestly. I don't think it can go much more than this without some buyback the other way. How often are we seeing NFL numbers nowadays move through a somewhat key number? I guess 10's not key, but moves through a number that matters and then not get some buyback. It's pretty rare nowadays, Pat. I don't know that it can go much more, honestly.
So it is the offense that I worry about here. And I don't know how well Cleveland's defense is both going to travel in general, but travel indoors. That can always be an issue. I'll like them at home. I'll like them on the road when they're outdoors. I'll like them in this matchup. It's just I don't think that's where I'm going to go with my bronze pick. There is a chance that we are sleeping on the Colts actually being really good.
Yeah, I think there's a very wide range of outcomes of what the Colts could be, but I agree with you. They might be very good. The only thing I would caution is like,
what if they're really bad?
well, I mean, like we kind of talked about oddly, like the Saints like this at the same time last year, where the offense were like, holy shit, maybe
Then
Clint
things-
Kubiak has fixed the offense. And granted, Carr got hurt. Like there was a lot of
So I'll throw this out because I made that comparison after 2 weeks as well, and now after 3 weeks. That's just going to stick out in our mind because they were putting up 50 points a game.
yeah.
Retrospectively looking back at what happened with the Saints, they had a new offense that people weren't prepared for. Everyone was healthy on their offense. And in those first 2 weeks last year, they played Carolina and Dallas, which turned out to be two of the three worst defenses in football.
Yep.
The fact that Indy was able to push the ball and score almost at will against Denver, albeit even at home, gives me a glimmer of hope that their offense is actually really good.
I agree with you. I think there is a very real chance that even with Daniel Jones, this could be an elite offense this year. And I've always been a huge Steichen guy. I think he's doing a great job utilizing motion, play action. The offense is looking really good. I don't have an opinion on this game, and I don't know that I will for the Colts for maybe a few more weeks. But I am buying the Colts offense right now.
You mentioned Freddie Falcon earlier.
I love
Cam.
Frank Falcon. Do you like him?
It's down to basically you can get -1 or +1 on either side.
I
of
see
them.
FanDuel +1.5. I'm looking at it right now.
I missed the 3. Or like we did the Sunday night show and we saw the 3. I was like, man, I really want to bet that 3, and then I didn't. And now I'm looking at a 1.5, a 1, a -1 in some spots for the Falcons. I feel like I missed the boat on the Falcons this week.
I love the Falcons this week.
I already bet the Falcons this week as well. I took some 3 -115. I took +124 money line as well. So I'm.
You know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Give me the Falcons as my bronze pick. I don't give a fuck if it's +1.5 instead of 3. They're winning this week.
It's just like another game where you have Atlanta, who's aside from AJ Terrell, which obviously matters quite a bit. They're pretty healthy, and Washington is just not.
McLaurin's not going to play in this game.
No, McLaurin's not going to play. I mean, Amos on defense, is the corner to watch out for them because they just don't have good defensive players, and Trey Amos is very solid. They put Jonathan Jones on IR. They could be facing a bad cornerback situation as well. People really listen, I'm not a huge Penix guy, but people really overreact on a week-to-week basis.
Yes.
He just played a horrible game.
It happens.
And he's
life.
had fine games before. It's not like he hasn't moved the ball against other defenses.
He's played great before too. This is the problem with the NFL. It's like, if you think this thing is going to be the same week after week after week, you're obviously not fucking paying attention, because I'll tell you one thing. I love taking teams that got murdered and embarrassed last week. These guys didn't score 1 point against Carolina. Let's get on the train this week, because you know what? Everything's going to be different. How do you guys feel about the Giants?
I'm staying away from this game. I have a theory.
I think they cover.
I have a theory. I mean, they're not good is the problem. Now, I don't know how with Jackson Dart their offense is going to look. I imagine it's probably hopefully going to be a little bit better. He can buy a bit more time than Russ was going to buy. Neighbors is banged up, which is probably not good. But I just continue to think this Giants defense, which I overrated coming into the year, is wildly overrated. It's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think they're in a good spot this week. Everyone's on the Chargers nuts, and I think that game's close.
I like alts in that game. If you like the Giants, I think you might as well just bet them -2.5. I'm not -2.5. I think if you like the Chargers, you might as well bet them -13.5, 14.5. These rookie quarterbacks that come in, nobody knows. Rest in peace, Dave Sharapan. He used to say nobody knows shit, and that's what happens with these rookie quarterbacks.
Dave.
Nobody knows shit when he comes in. What with the quarterback play we've seen in the last 3-4 years with the rookies, young guys have come into the league. I don't know why anyone would be excited about Dart coming in and starting when the coaching staff didn't think he was ready either. So that's my
because Dable and his staff might be stooges, Rob.
Sure, but in the NFL, if you have teams will do anything they can to win. Like Dayball is on the hot seat, and it has been on the hot seat going into the year. For him to think that Russ gives him a better chance to win to start the year, I would have some hesitation about Dart in this.
Are you guys hearing Darth Vader again? Is it just me, or am I going nuts? Like, I hear like a dog.
Sounded like
Darth Vader?
That was my chair
hitting the garbage cans in the dugout.
That was my chair doing that.
Oh,
it
wow,
needs some WD-40.
Dude, man, I gotta tell you, man, my Whisper 2000's fucking on full throttle today. I'm hearing everything. Like, I hear dogs, chairs, like, wow. I hope I have this hearing when I'm getting even older, because that would be really cool. Remember, Rob, in the Whisper 2000 commercial, where the fucking guy, like the guy's hiding behind like the plant, and the girl at the office, he wants to bang her. He's so hot. He's like, yes. He's got his Whisper 2000. He can hear through walls. Anyway, I still want to take the Falcons.
So my issue here with the Giants, just to kind of circle back to that, Rob. There you go. Subscribe to Circle Back on the on Circle Back YouTube channel. Is that where it's at?
Circles off. It's very confusing. I get it, but yeah, it was
what
Circles off YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can catch Rob. You can catch Feinberg over there as well.
You know what? I was watching Robert McIntyre today. Feinberg's a cooler version of McIntyre.
No, but Robert McIntyre is a mix between Cust and Feinberg.
You're so right. That is, dude, I was watching McIntyre. The only difference is McIntyre is white as a ghost because he's Scottish. But you're right. If you took two of their faces and like put it together, perfect. Pat, that's the gold pick. Robert McIntyre is those guys fused. Perfect. Fuck, that's so. You're so right.
I would back the Chargers in this spot because I think that they're preemptively throwing Dart to the Wolves because it really doesn't make all that much sense to start him this week against the Chargers.
The Saints. Idiots.
Because you let him be terrible this week. So his first start, and there's no expectations. If he looks bad in this game, of course he did. The Chargers have a good defense. It'd be very bad for bringing in Jackson Dart to play the Saints, and he wasn't good against the Saints. Then you got some real problems. Then you've committed to him for the year. Now he sucks against the Saints. People are like, what the fuck? This guy sucks.
It's a very good point. A lot of people always want them to shelter the quarterback and play them against the bad team, but they at least have an excuse if they go up against a good team in the early go. Jesse Minter is a good defensive coordinator. He's really rattled young quarterbacks in the past. It would be no shame if they got smoked by the Chargers. It wouldn't be going. And
it gets you real time, real speed game reps. So now when you face a much shittier defense next week, theoretically things should be easier for Dart.
Yeah,
correct.
Yep. Does anyone like? The Ravens are screaming to me here that they're not.
I like the Ravens this week.
Enough.
A lot of people like the Chiefs. I like the Ravens.
I also like the Ravens on Monday night, so I'm an absolute tool. So
I like them on Monday night as well. I
like them on the show last week until Van Noy and Matabwike were out, and like the front seven sucks for the Ravens right now. But you know what? I will say this: the Lions could take advantage of that because they can bully you up front with the O-line and run the ball. KC can't run the ball on anyone. Casey's run game is non-existent, like with Pacheco and Hunt. Those guys are, as you know, they're fucking washed basically at this point.
Like how many points did the Chiefs score in this game? 13?
I think Baltimore wins this game like 26-17, 26-20.
It gives me very similar vibes of Eagles Chiefs, where like the Chiefs are a rung below everyone right now. They're not like on the elite level.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore -2.5 as my bronze pick. Like, for as much as Baltimore's defense really has not been good so far this year, some of it injury related, or maybe we just overrated them. The offense is not overrated whatsoever. They're averaging like 35.5 points a game.
Yeah. It's. I mean, everyone's just reacting again. Like Lamar took a lot of sacks. He was pressured a lot by the Lions, and you know, the Chiefs get pressure in different ways. It's more through the interior than the exterior. And it's possible they can rattle him a little bit. But for me, until I see the Chiefs offense have one of those games where they look like the Chiefs offense again, this isn't 2022 where like Mahomes is throwing all over the field and hitting shots. Even his deep ball now, when he's got Tyquan Thornton open, he's still missing him on some of these deep shots. So I'm just pretty reluctant to back the Chiefs in this spot.
Xavier Worthy is projected to be back, but might be on a snap count because he's going to have to wear like a shoulder sling of some sort. So we'll see how that ends up going. Cam, if there is a bet, I mean, this is 100% winner so far this year. I've bet it each of the past 2 weeks. And it's one, Tyquan Thornton over longest reception. I think everyone in the world has been making this bet. And it just cashes every week.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. He's the deep threat. It happens all the time. I'm with you. Kansas City could have beat Philadelphia in that game. Kelsey dropped the ball, but the bottom line is when you watch the Chiefs play, they don't have the same magic that they had before. Like it's finally catching up with them. The age, Rob's right. The running game fucking reeks. Like, so yeah, the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs are still decent, but they're a very beatable football team.
Weirdly, I think the Chiefs are going to be fine this year.
Same.
Like if their guys can end up staying healthy, like Worthy is one thing, getting him back into the mix. If they're having to rely on him as like their guy offensively, I think that they will be in trouble. Rice is actually good. And he works perfectly and makes this offense go in the passing game. And weirdly, where they've been struggling right now, the defense still looks pretty good. Finding Tyquan Thornton as their one receiver who actually does something different once those other guys are back, I think is going to be hugely valuable to them.
I agree.
Who's your gold pick, Rob?
Las Vegas.
Oh, sorry. Who's your bronze pick?
He hasn't made it yet.
I'm a stubborn guy, so
sorry. I just got to do another show with some people, so I got to get going pretty soon.
Yeah, I can get my bronze. I'm gonna go to Dublin and take the Vikings against the Steelers. I normally like to fade teams off of these big wins in Minnesota, but Aaron Rodgers is by far, not even remotely close to anyone else in the league, the worst quarterback this season when it comes to facing pressure, and he's going up against the defensive mastermind who finds a way to get pressure on every single quarterback. I think the Steelers are shit. I really do.
I agree.
I mean, I see nothing to like about this team. In years past, their defense is winning them the games, and I guess you could say they did it last week, forcing 5 turnovers, but they just let teams march up and down the field on them. It hasn't been the same Steelers defense as years past either. So I'll take Minnesota in Dublin, and hopefully Carson Wentz doesn't have like an epic pants shitting game, but with Jordan Addison back in that offense as well, it's a pretty underrated.
Wouldn't you think too, Rob, that Prince Harry will do well in England?
Well, he's not in England; he's in Ireland.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? It's still Europe.
I believe that the Irish would have something to say about that.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying you're right, Pat. Actually, you know what? Take everything I said back. I should stick to bar, soap, bidets, and whatever, not make comments about Scotland, Ireland, or whatever, except for Robert McIntyre.
They asked Aaron Rodgers what he's most looking forward to, and he said Guinness on tap in Ireland is the best beer in the world. So you know what? Maybe he has a few too many pops while he's there as well.
But you know what? He is right. The water makes it better.
It's so good.
You know what? I mean, I don't know that much about Aaron Rodgers, but it kind of sounds like Richard Nixon during that first debate when he said, I too also enjoyed that same beer. I don't know that Aaron Rodgers is going to like the local pub and drinking some Guinness.
I don't know.
Unless he's there to share his ideas,
He might be doing mushrooms in an alley. I don't know.
Buy a 6-pack and go to the local cave.
Yeah. I like Guinness too. And the most underrated beer for quality and taste is Modelo.
I like Modelo. I hate Guinness. Like I can have I can drink half a Guinness and I'm done.
You know what it is, Pat? If you get the right Guinness when they clean their lines and stuff it's an acquired taste.
Listen, if you need to be optimal circumstances to be consumable and like somewhat enjoyable, it's not good.
I like coffee and toffee, and that's what Guinness is in beer form.
Well said.
Thank you, Rob.
I agree.
Once in a while I hit it, and other times I'm just fucking missing.
How do you drink your
outside?
Cam, how do you drink your coffee?
Any way I can get it.
Well, if you went to, I gave you $5, you went to the store to grab a coffee for yourself. What would you get?
2 cream, 1 sugar, dark roast.
Yeah, so you like energy drinks. You don't even like coffee.
I still drink it black.
You should. You should only drink it black. I don't understand how you could drink it black sometimes.
What are you, my fucking life coach? You're already ripping me about other shit,
as someone who drinks exclusively black coffee, if there's like a hint of sugar or cream or in it, all you can taste is that.
I don't put sugar.
You have to understand, when I wake up, Rob will tell you, when you got diabetes and shit like that, you need a little bit of sugar or you're fucking wonky in the morning, man.
I don't do any sugar. I do a little bit of milk, but the only reason I do is for temperature. I actually don't like drinking really hot coffee. I'm sensitive to like hot stuff. So I just put a little bit of milk to cool it down slightly. But I
Not
agree with
me.
Pat. Like I'm drinking black coffee this morning here, so
Mine had some things in it. And by the way, I used to be a dishwasher for so many years. I could put my hand on a fucking stove and I won't feel heat for like 6 seconds. I got
you're red heat,
another
man.
gift.
That was your theme song. The heat is on.
Oh yeah,
The
that
heat is
it's
on.
It's
So
on the
hot
street.
things.
Rob, what a horrible like that was. It was so it's
So lame.
I know Gentili's like, I got a song. The heat is on. I'm like, yeah, but Glenn Fry. That's hot. Like fuck, we just lost half our audience, but that's okay.
Hot things make Rob sensitive. I'm
Yes.
sorry I do that to you, pal.
I know, man. That's why I got to limit this show. Can't go over 90 minutes.
But
Too
Pat,
much.
like the one thing you're right about 99% of the stuff, but I'm right about ground turkey in comparison to beef, and I won't get off that argument. Rob agrees with me.
What my point is that you're not making anything you're doing healthier by having turkey. If you're gonna go all in with like bad for you chili, just eat the ground beef. Like I like ground turkey. I eat
What
a
the
ton
fuck
of ground
you talking
turkey.
about? My spaghetti sauce had peppers, mushrooms, garlic in it. Those are pretty healthy things.
I'm in the middle here, so I'll just play we're not going to get anywhere. Cam is very dug in on the turkey. It's going to happen.
It
And
is
once-
way less problems and saturated fats than beef. It's
Yeah,
been
but
proven.
think about what you're eating to begin with. You mentioned like you put turkey in a burrito. Burrito's bad for you. I'm sorry.
Why is it bad for you?
Think about everything that's in it. You have a giant tortilla. You're putting sauce in it. You have all this shit. Why do you need to make the meat the thing with fewer
I
calories?
put beans in it. That's healthy.
You're thinking like Cuss does. This is exactly how Cuss
What?
thinks about
It's like
food.
I know what Pat's saying.
What
Like
the
you
fuck are you
take.
talking about?
Like, Cuss told me
tortillas-
the other day that chicken nuggets are healthy because
Well, he-
chicken has protein.
Well, he's a fucking idiot because McNuggets aren't healthy. A fucking tortilla's like got barely. No, what, I'm not eating a fucking loaf of Wonder Bread. It's
Are
a
you doing
fucking
white? Are you doing a
tortilla.
white tortilla?
Nah, multigrain. I'm not.
okay.
I do white too. So
Jeez,
whatever's on
nuts.
sale.
I just asked.
No, people are coming at me like I'm actually right in this scenario here. Are beans bad for you? No. Is garlic good for you? Yes.
No, I actually did a
peppers good
chat
for you?
GPT about raw garlic. There's lots of downsides. Stomach issues.
Yeah.
heartburn,
And
reflux,
probably
mouth and throat irritation.
Oh,
the
here
smell.
we fucking go.
There's
Go
risk
smoke a
of
cigarette. Fuck.
Garlic thins the blood as well. So if
It's very good for. No, what? Some
bleeding
people need blood thinners.
I'm just letting you know.
Fuck this shit. Just let's
according
do our
to
teaser.
AI,
Let's do our
raw
teaser. I'm
garlic
done.
maybe not the best idea.
Well, know what I'm gonna do after this show? I'm gonna eat a fucking couple cloves of garlic and tell you guys to fucking put a bar of soap. in
I
your
pray
fucking
for. Don't
Christ.
cut yourself while you're shaving or anything like that. I don't want you to bleed out after all that garlic.
I am on blood thinners anyway, so it's gonna be real thin.
Let's do our teaser.
Yes, thank you, Patrick.
I'm going to take the Chargers down to a half point.
I'm gonna take. Pass. I can't take that team no matter what the number is. I will take.
Were you going to tease up Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I told you it's an addiction. It's hard. It's harder to shake than sugar, cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, whatever. The Tennessee Titans are my drug. Give me the Patriots to a pick 'em.
Okay, I'll tease the Falcons up.
Yes, Rob.
Wait,
Ranked Falcons 7.5.
So you got the Patriots through 0 to a 1.5?
No, I got to just win the game. They're minus whatever. Who gives a fuck?
We're doing
Yeah,
it.
just-
We're trying to make a 6-point teaser for people like we do every week.
Yeah, Patriots. It's fine.
Yeah, they're 4.5. So you're teasing them through 0 to
Oh,
a
on
plus.
my site it's 5.5, and I thought it was 6. But yeah, I don't give a shit about teasing it through 0. Just give me the Patriots.
Okay. Rob?
Falcons for me.
Falcons.
I like that pick.
Atlanta up to 7 and
I know
a
we
half.
can't talk about this game, but I like the Seahawks tonight against Arizona.
Of course you do. When was the last time you didn't like the Seahawks?
I bet New Orleans last week like a fucking
oh, yeah,
idiot.
that's true.
See, Pat? At least I'm honest about my stupidity. I'm not going to agree with you on burritos and all the other shit and ground turkey versus beef. And I love beef. But anyway, let's do this thing.
My entire point on turkey versus beef is that if you're going to have something that has a substantial amount of calories in it anyway, why would you just why would you try to save the healthy part to go from ground beef to turkey? That part I don't understand.
Pat, but ground beef, I'm not talking about that. It has more you're talking about fat in comparison to a leaner meat. I'm not, and Cuss is talking about McNuggets being
But
healthy.
I'm
Like,
telling
what
you,
the fuck are we talking
burritos
about
have a
here?
ton of fucking fat in it. You're putting cheese in it, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, then don't use the fucking cheese and you can use the ground beef.
No,
It's exactly the same if saturated
both-
fats, if that's what you're looking for.
we're making points here. We're both right, I think. But anyway,
How
but
can
the
you
fact,
both be
just-
right?
if
You're
you're gonna be
arguing the
all in
exact
with-
opposite sides of the argument. You can't both be right.
whatever. All I know is like if you think McNuggets are healthy, then you got your own. Like that's just so insane that I don't even know what to say.
I love
Okay.
the deflection tactic. Big
Yeah,
fan.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. When I get attacked, I'm gonna deflect. And
It-
I took the Saints last week. I admit that.
It is
Sorry.
now time. We are 3-0 on the teaser, so that's good news through 3
Yep.
weeks. It is
Oh,
now
fastest?
time for the fastest 60 seconds in football. All of Cam's picks, all at once. Go.
Seahawks -1. Give me Skull. Vikings -2.5. Give me yar and a half yard. Buccaneers +3.5. Buffalo Bill -15.5. Detroit Lions restore the roar. Pass. Tennessee Titans +7.5. Got to pick at New York Giants +6.5. Give me Frank Falcon 1.5. Beaks. I will take the New England Patriots -4.5. I will take Ron Ram. 3.5. Give me the San Francisco 49ers -3.5. Give me the Baltimore Ravens 2.5 squawks. Give me the Raiders -1.5. We got the Packers. I don't know what we're doing. Oh, me in the shower packing. Sorry, that sounded awful. -6.5 and New York Jets +2.5. And give me Bob down boy Bronco -7.5. How's that for
Me in the shower.
Are we cool?
packing.
Yeah, the Packers one was a real problem. I was going to talk about pack and cheese, and I thought about fudge pack, and I didn't know what to do with that one.
1.5 Beaks ended me.
No, 3.5 yards with the
3.5
Bucks.
yards.
3 yards and a half yard with the
Yeah,
Bucks.
yar. See, Pat, hey, we might disagree on burritos, but let's just say we get the job done.
I like
when it comes
burritos.
to-
All I'm saying is I feel like people take their savings of something like to downgrade to something that's quote unquote like healthier for you.
No, I love beef too. I'm just saying ground
It's just,
turkey.
I find that people do it at the wrong times, is what
Okay,
I'm saying.
fair enough.
It's
I'm
just
just
like,
saying-
I'm going to eat a really healthy meal right now, but I'm also going to drink a bottle of wine. Like,
I drink like 4. I'm like a functioning alcoholic. But I'm going to tell you another thing about that. Like you got to pick your spots. But Rob, will you not agree with me though? When you know the spice combinations, you can make anything like kind of taste like beef if you know what you're doing in the kitchen. That's all I'm
yeah.
going to say.
So good seasoning.
Yes.
You can overcome the ingredients.
That
with a good
Jamaican
seasoning.
Cool Runnings all seasoning, that shit I could put that shit on everything. It's amazing. Fish, whatever, it's awesome.
my entire point though is if that's where you're trying to get healthier, just maybe rethink what you're eating to begin with.
If I was going to get healthier, I should probably stop going to bars in the afternoon, crushing beers and bottles of wine when I get home. That's probably better. But
I would agree.
it's what I do because I enjoy it. And I'm not dead yet, but I should probably clean up my act.
Survivor.
Oh, I'm still surviving. Are you guys surviving?
Yeah, I'm still in it here.
Yep.
What do we do?
Denver. Cuss is taking Houston. That
I'm
one's
taking
terrible.
Denver.
The Lions are a really good pick, obviously.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver's probably the pick, right? Jared, who did I take on the show? The Chargers? No, I took the Packers.
You know what, Pat? Oh boy, road team. Interesting. Rob doesn't like it.
No. I don't mind Green Bay. I think Green Bay's like future value is way overstated. Like they have one other
they
game.
have some tough games.
Yeah, they're home to Carolina later in the year, but outside of that, there's not many games where you would pick the Packers. So like people are saving them, but they're not big favorites down the stretch in a lot of games.
And I had the good advice on the show last week to not use the Packers in any Survivor League, so that worked out.
Yeah.
Know what the best would have been? If the Jets would have found a way to beat the Bucks, we
Oh, it
could have
would've been
knocked
great.
out so many fucking
Would've been great.
people. I know. I'm in one that had 100 and something. Everybody was on Cleveland. There's 17 people left. I'd really like to win some money. That'd be great.
All right. Rob, you don't do the watch along for Thursday, do you?
I'm not part of it, but my team is. So Alex Moretto, G-Stack, George are on. So we do have a watch along on Forward Progress tonight. I'm also doing the Best Bet show on our channel, Forward Progress, 5 p.m. Eastern time today. But for those who want to check out what Pat was talking about earlier, recorded a reaction video, and that's on Circles Off. I think you'll enjoy it, honestly. I think it's...
Circles off.
You know what the origin of that, Cam, is? Remember the sports books? They have the red circles next to every game when they open.
Yes.
And when they take the circles off, it's when the limits go up.
You're right.
Basically. So that's
Good
what
call.
the origin of that name was. Yeah.
I just always think like circle jerks, some punk
Yeah,
band or something like that.
I mean,
you know?
Yeah, no. You're
Oh, sorry,
you're
I
packing in the
forgot.
shower, you know.
Oh, yeah. I forgot our listener. Ooh, bad language. Come on.
Are you just going to be sitting around watching college football? Right? Is this a great Saturday for you, Cam? College football Ryder Cup?
It is when I'm winning money. Last week was, I got to be honest with you, Pat, wasn't my best week.
Ever?
So,
It wasn't your best week ever?
Sorry, I I lost a couple games by hooks, and that's just the way life works sometimes. But yeah, I'll be doing college football with Morency, noon to 3, Ryder Cup stuff. I'm on Europe. And other than that, I've been hired by Shoeless Joe's to do Jays playoffs games. And know what the best thing is, Rob? These fucking numbnuts are in the wild card now. They're not even in the divisional series. Less money for me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it every year. Blow me.
At Cam Stewart Live, send him
Yes.
money. Sounds like he wants some. So you
I
go
do.
do that. Smash the like, sub to the channel. While you are here, you can catch Cam over on Sports Grid as well. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.
Pat Mayo Experience.